Hi children, in previous class we had studied about the Rutherford's model of an atom. In today's class we will learn next model, that is Bohr's model of an atom. So we will see the postulates of Bohr's model. This model will explain the demerits of the Rutherford's model. First we will see one by one postulates. First one, electrons revolve around the nucleus in well-defined orbits or shells. Each shell having a definite amount of energy associated with the electrons in it. Therefore, these shells are also called energy levels. Children, see here, according to this Bohr's model of an atom, inside the atom, nucleus is present at the center. See here, this is the nucleus. This is the atom and this at the center nucleus is present. Inside this nucleus, proton and neutrons are present. Protons and neutrons are present inside the nucleus. Okay, and electrons are revolving around this nucleus in a circular definite path. See here, this is a circular path in which electron is revolving, and this path is known as orbit or shell. Okay, this path is known as orbit or shell. Here, these shell or orbits, they have definite amount of energy. Okay, they have definite amount of energy. They have definite amount of energy, and therefore these orbits or shells are also known as energy level. They are also known as energy. They are also known as energy levels. Okay, this is the first postulates. Electrons revolve around the nucleus in a circular defined path or defined orbits are known as shells or orbits. And these orbits or shells, they have definite amount of energy. Therefore, these orbits or these shells are also known as energy levels. We'll see the second postulate. The energy associated with the electron in an orbit increases as the radius of the orbit increases. So, see here children. This is one orbit, this is second orbit, this is third orbit. Okay, here this first orbit is having some amount of energy. It is less energy. This first orbit is having less energy since the distance between the nucleus and the first orbit is this much. Okay, and next we'll see second orbit. Next we'll consider this second orbit. Here, this second orbit is having some fixed amount of energy, and energy of this second orbit is greater than the energy of this first orbit. So, see here, the distance between the nucleus and this second orbit is greater than the distance between the nucleus and the first orbit. Again, we'll see next we'll see the third orbit. This one. This third orbit is also having fixed amount of energy or definite amount of energy, and this energy of the third orbit is greater than the energy of the second and the first orbit, and the distance between the nucleus and this third orbit is greater than that of the second and first orbits. So, here we can conclude that the energy of the orbits increases as the distance between this nucleus and the orbit increases. Or in other words, we can say that As the radius of the atom increases, the energy of these energy levels or orbit or shell increases. These shells or energy levels are known as K, L, M, N, etc. Starting from the one closer to the nucleus. Okay. These energy levels are named as K, L, M, N like this. Okay. This naming is it starts with the orbit which is near to the, which is closest to the nucleus. So we will start with this orbit. This orbit is this shell or this orbit is known as K shell. Next one is known as L shell. Next one is M shell. Next one N, O, like that. Okay. And these energy levels are named, or these shells are named like named as K, L, M, N. And they are represented with principal quantum numbers. Principal quantum numbers will represent the number of shell. Okay, principal quantum number is nothing but it represents the number of shell. So here principal quantum number is represented by small n. So here K shell. Okay, for K shell n value will be 1. For L shell n value will be 2. For M shell n value will be 3. Like this. Okay. Now we'll see the third postulate. An electron in a shell can move to a higher or lower energy shell by absorbing or releasing a fixed amount of energy. So children, see here. This is the first shell. Okay, this is second shell. This is third shell. Okay, the electron in the first shell can jump to the second shell. Here, electron is jumping from the orbit having lower energy to the higher energy. Here, we can draw like this. This is K shell. Okay, this is L shell. This is M shell. This is N shell. Okay. So, electron which is present in the K shell can move to the L shell, M shell or N shell. Children, see here, the energy of the K shell is lower than the energy of L, M and N shell. So here, electron which is present in the K shell can jump to the L, M and N shells. So it is, since this electron is jumping from the shell having low energy to higher energy. It is jumping from the shell having low energy to the shell having higher energy. Okay, all these three, they are having higher energy than the K shell. So, while jumping from lower energy to higher energy shells, it absorbs the energy. It absorbs the energy in the form of light or heat. Okay, but what happens? N shell, M shell, L shell, K shell. Okay, but the electron which is present in the higher energy shell, the electron which is present in the higher energy shell can move to the shell which are having low energy, like it can move to the M shell, L shell, K shell. Here the electron will release the energy in the form of light. So whenever the electron which is present in the orbit which is having low energy can jump to higher energy levels by absorbing the energy. but this electron can jump from higher energy orbit to the lower energy orbit by releasing the energy in the form of heat. So whenever, in simple we can say that whenever electron changes its orbit, or whenever electron moves from one orbit to another orbit, it will emit or it will absorb the energy. When it moves from lower to, when electron moves from low energy orbit to high energy orbit, it will absorb the energy. But when electron will move from higher energy orbit to lower energy orbit, it will release the energy. This is the third postulate. Now we will see the fourth one. The amount of energy absorbed or emitted is given by the difference of energies associated with the two levels. So here we have to subtract the energy of the, to calculate the energy absorbed or emitted, we have to subtract the energy of the higher energy level. No, not like that. We have to subtract the energy absorbed. To calculate the energy absorbed, we have to subtract the energy of it is absorbed. Okay. Energy of the initial minus final. Okay. Energy of the higher this is energy of the higher orbital, and this is the energy of the lower orbital, or we can say that initial orbital and final orbital. Like that also we can calculate. Instead of using higher energy level orbital like that, better we can use the initial energy level and final energy level. Here you can see here this is the K shell is the initial energy level and N shell is the final energy level. So why here electron is jumping from the K shell to the N shell. Okay, here to calculate the amount of energy absorbed, we have to subtract the energy of the N shell. We have to subtract the energy of the K shell from energy of the N shell. Okay, while calculating the energy, amount of energy released, here we have to subtract this one, energy of higher to lower, energy of the initial, this one. Okay, energy of the N shell minus energy of the K shell. So like this we can calculate the amount of energy absorbed or released when an electron changes its orbit. Now we will see the atomic structure. Children, this atom is divided into nucleus and extranuclear region. Okay, here nucleus is situated at the center of an atom, and all the protons and neutrons are situated in the nucleus. Therefore, the entire mass of an atom is almost concentrated in the nucleus. Children, see here, this is the atom. At the center, nucleus is present. Inside the nucleus, protons and neutrons are present, and since these neutrons, they carry zero charge, or they are not carrying any charges, but protons, they carry positive charge. So due to presence of the proton inside the nucleus, proton will have positive charge. Due to presence of protons, proton will have positive charge, whereas neutron is having, it is not having any charge. So due to presence of these protons, since these protons are positively charged, nucleus is positively charged. And since this, while calculating the mass, okay, we are counting the number of protons and neutrons. Therefore, we can say that mass of the entire atom is concentrated at the center of the atom. That is, it is concentrated at the nucleus. The overall charge of nucleus is positive due to the presence of positively charged protons. So we know that neutrons present have no charge. That's why the overall charge of the nucleus is positive. Why it is positive? It is due to the presence of the positively charged protons. Okay. The protons and neutrons are collectively called nucleons. Children, remember this. It's very important. What is nucleon? Sometimes questions may be asked like this. So nucleon is nothing but it is the proton and neutrons, collectively known as nucleons. And the radius of the nucleus of an atom is of the order of 10 raised to 15 meters. The radius will be in the order of 10 raised to 15 meters. This is what nucleus inside the atom. And except nucleus, the outer region is known as extranuclear region. In the extranuclear region, electrons are present. Okay, and this region is present outside the nucleus. And here electrons are revolving around the nucleus in orbits of a fixed energies. Already I have told you that. So see here, this is the nucleus. The region around this nucleus is known as extranuclear region. In this extranuclear region, electrons are present and these electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular fixed path, having the fixed energy. These orbits are called energy levels. The energy levels are designated as K, L, M, N and so on. So this is what Bohr's atomic model. Okay children, in next class we will see the distribution of electrons in different orbits.